The world transcends with growing population.
and various necessities throughout the history of man.
Today is the age of active interconnectedness,
which has been a product of
interaction and integration among government companies
and people of different nations.
driven by technology, international trade, and investments.
Transforms our present social condition of
weakening nationality into one of globality.
A multidimensional phenomenon that involves culture, environment,
economy, and policy in societies around the world. What value does this coin have on the economy?
A single coin of money plays a cumulative impact on the flow of economy, as it is a process by which goods and services are manufactured, produced, sold, and bought. The currency of one country does not have a limited value on the country itself. It also has an economic value around the world. This is where economic globalization hops in, and it refers to mobility, integration, and interdependence. Mobility in terms of people through different modes of transportation, capital and investment brought by investors, technology transfer, goods importation and exportations, and services offered internationally.
the intensity of economic globalization has grown at an increased rate due to five main factors. Number one, transportation. The improvements of transportation from short to long transportation, like trains, increased efficiency of mobility of people and goods that allowed trade and commercialization spread widely. Number two, telecommunication. The advances in communication from simple modes to the modern electrical telecommunications like or such as mobile phones, telephones, and computers paved way for more efficient and effective transactions that unified world and time. Number three, the number three is all about information age. growing importance of information rather than physical capital in our modern economy allowed various job opportunities and utilization for service based economy. Number four, science and technology. This fuels the development of our technologies and serves as a catalyst of change to bring convenience and improvements in our lives through the ease of transactions for growth and development of the economy. Number five, GATT and WTO. The creation of GATT or General Agreement on Tariffs and Trades and WTO, the World Trade Organization, as an intergovernmental organization, regulates trade and eliminates trade barriers, which allowed greater flow of economies.
Economic globalization don't just have positive impacts, it also has negative implications. There are five main positive effects of economic globalization. Number one, global market. The rising transaction across borders enable emerging markets to be successful and resulted in formation of multinational corporations. Competition. Global competition leads to enhanced quality for both products and services. Companies are forced to raise their customer level of satisfaction as well as their standards. Economies of scale. Globalization enables large companies to realize economies of scale that reduce costs and prices, which support further economic growth. Number 4. Foreign direct investment. FDI boosts technology transfer, industrial restructuring, and allow the growth of global companies. Number 5. Technological innovation. Increased competition from globalization helps stimulate new technology development, which improve economic output through more efficient processes. On the other side, there are 6 negative effects of economic globalization. Mainly, number 1, fluctuation in prices. Globalization has led to increased market competition, hence leading to fluctuation in prices. Number 2, job insecurity. Most global economy jobs are insecure and temporary, and is mostly felt in developed countries since they can outsource cheaper, white-collar, and manufacturing jobs. Number 3, economies of scale. In effect, this can hurt many small businesses attempting to compete domestically. For example, the rice tariffication bill implemented plummet the agricultural sector, causing local products to lower their prices in order to compete with imported cheaper products. Number 4, interdependence. Globalization leads to interdependence between nations, which would cause global instabilities, impacting large number of countries relying on it. Number 5, national sovereignty. The rise of nation-state, multinational, global firms, and international organizations can be seen as a threat, causing ultimately leaders to be nationalistic. Number 6, equity distribution. Benefits of globalization can be unfairly skewed towards rich nations or individuals, creating greater inequalities and lead to potential conflicts nationally and internationally. Globalization continues to create inequalities, and one evident example is the paradox of hunger in the world. In a society so rich, how could so many be poor? How does the poorest of the poor see the negative effects of economic globalization?
Sampung piso. Mustika ang kailangan ko. Mga lupa namin, hinahapin nyo. Pati mga pagkain pinagkakakitaan nyo. Nasaan yung gobyerno?
While globalization has radically increased incomes and economic growth in developing countries, it also changes the power balance between developing and developed countries, where economic growth is strengthened by transnationalism, or the increased functional integration of processes between the state boundaries, creating more connections of power both politically and economically. Moreover, political globalization has been a vital part of economic growth of our country. OFWs is one of the greatest contributors in our economy, are responsible of the connections we have to other countries today.
Good morning, everyone. This is Andrea Kilakiga of Falls Alert. Today, September 17, 2019, going back to the past cases related to the dispute of the West Philippine Sea between China and Philippines, President Rodrigo Duterte failed to compromise towards China in winning the fair rights towards the ocean territories. China dishonored the decision of the International Tribunal Court over the tribunal case last January 2016, favorable over the Philippines. To the other parts of the world, Hong Kong, who is currently battling over the independency fight towards the Chinese government, changes so much life of OFWs and brings so much care, and minimize their social gatherings towards Fridays and Sundays, which are currently their day offs. Random attacks and violence have been reported over the past few months in public transportations and public places over the Hong Kong, and this brings so much cares to the life of Filipinos who lock themselves inside their house to keep them safe from the following events.
Political globalization's main argument is coping with the world's complex problems, ranging from the economic problems up to the movement for the protection of the environment. In simple words, political globalization is the expansion of the global political systems and its sub-institutions in which it seeks to create and manage inter-regional transitions and relationships, wherein political systems includes national governments, non-governmental organizations, and social movement organizations, which helps each other in achieving their common goals.
One of the main aspects of political globalization is the declining importance of the nation-state or a country having a national identity, physical borders, and a single government. Also, the rise of the United Nations has given a remarkable impact to political globalization, making it the most classic example of it. United Nations has created and maintained the security and peace among the countries it scopes, which is the most effective role they have today. Additionally, their principle has been effective for so many years that it has imposed the security and sovereignty of the developing countries intact and undisturbed. With its Security Council and the International Court of Justice or ICJ, conflicts between two countries or more with a condition of both of them accepting its jurisdiction could be entertained and judged.
Moreover, when we talk about political globalization, we are also talking about the three important concepts under it, namely global citizenship, transnationalism, and transnational citizenship. These three are vital in strengthening the political ties of the different countries around the world. First, global citizenship. This is the idea that all people are citizens of one world. Instead of being a citizen of a particular nation, this identity transcends geography and state borders, tapping a borderless humanity, creating peace and harmony. Transnationalism, or the increasing functional integration of processes that occurs beyond every state borders, emerging with multi-level and multinational activities, helping the process of our importation and exportation improve. Third, transnational citizenship. These concepts redefines traditional notions of citizenship and replaces an individual's singular national loyalties with the ability to belong to multiple nation-states, all in which they have created sizable networks of different functions, thus enabling them to be one with different nation-states at the same time.
Political and economic globalization played a significant role on our society as it is a driving force of our progress and our change. The beggar reflects on how negative impacts of economic and political globalization occurs. The poverty, which is a product of weak economy, poor governance, and underdog political wills to facilitate the change of the life of the people, greatly affects our current society.
A single coin can lose and gain economic value as an effect of policies made by the government.
It is also as simple as leading a country towards a progress and inclusive growth, or our country in a state of huge debt and crisis. Therefore, political bodies are the central organ that inhibits our economy's direction in the next following years. whether to go up or down on the scale.
Gobyerno, ano bang plano niyo? Kaming mga nasa laylayan ang siyang nahihirapan. Hanggang kailan kayo magbubulag-bulagan? Hanggang kailan niyo kami tuturing na mangmang at walang alam? Ang mga 10 pisong unti-unti na nawawalan ng halaga.
Remembering what you said, now I'm laying alone in bed, trying to wrap up this feeling, falling apart instead.